Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be watching Roswell, New Mexico, Season 4, Episode 2, Fly. I am so excited. My show is back again. We have another episode. I'm stressed because they were all doing so well, mostly, and stressful. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction and all my reactions to Roswell on my Patreon, and let's go. This is going to attract a lot of attention. A beautiful crashdown sign.
There was no place. I'd rather be chasing bank robbers than smiling for cameras.
Gosh, the alien giving the "this is not an alien" thing.
No, of course not. I couldn't be mad at you.
He can be a little bit disappointed and sad, but it doesn't mean he's angry at you.
Obviously, it's the aliens controlling our minds.
You don't actually believe in...
Oh, I forgot I'm on keto. Keep the milkshake. Sorry, babe.
My milkshakes are delicious.
You forgot you were on a diet. I don't trust you anymore.
Back me up on this pancake poppy.
Delicious, you're hired. Start with refills on page 5 and the dishes.
Just got roped in.
They're studying weather patterns. Some of their equipment went down during the storm.
That is exactly what they said. The Roswell, I mean, in real life, it was a weather, it was a sort of balloon thingy.
And I promise the goo on Grams, it shimmered like alien glass.
We set off 40 balloons over southern.
I'm just happy that Alex is interacting in scenes without Michael. Now, I say that as someone that wants Alex and Michael to be in every scene always, but the fact that, like, Alex has just been part of the crew a bit more, because he's always been in the previous seasons a bit more, like, off to the side for various reasons.
Your wife?
Allie Myers, your former professor. She could not stop talking about how great you are. Shivani Sen, founder of Senovative.
No, why is she here right now? This is suspicious.
You didn't come all the way to Rome.
If Liz Orteco wanted a job, she'd already have one. I see this more as a partnership.
I don't trust this Liz. No, this is too suspicious.
Research. But I thought you'd enjoy a good puzzle.
Liz is going to get sucked back into the science, which, that is a huge part of Liz. Liz being sciencey, I'm here for. Liz being sciencey for weird, shady people that come in? No.
Come find me.
No. We do not trust random shady ladies that come into town when they're working for our boss that knows the tattoo and...
How can I say no to that?
What is the alighting? Could you just talk about that, please, while you're having lunch?
Thanks to your attractive care. Attentive, I meant.
Oh.
Attentive, damn it.
Kyle does need to explore life outside of work. This could be good.
Here's a patient. You're here as a reporter.
Were you sneaking?
What are my contacts?
HIPAA prohibits me from discussing my patients with anyone, especially a reporter.
Uh-huh.
Consider me shoot away.
Oh, if Isabella just told, like, I do, so far. I mean, I have still got crazy conspiracy theories that are not going to turn out to have always known about aliens, but the more this season goes on, the less I actually think that. I do not think she's secretly investigating Isabel. Like, that was a vague concern when she was first introduced. But I feel like, had Isabel told her about the alien thing, she would 100% be behind protecting Isabel and covering it up. But I feel like now we're in this awkward spot where I think Isabel needs to take her aside and just tell her. But at the same time, that runs the risk of, if the journalistic need to share this, if the belief that everyone deserves the information that aliens are real or whatever becomes the strongest thing, then Isabel will potentially be outing herself and her brothers. She would then potentially have to go in and mind wipe an answer, which is obviously the last thing we want to do. I just think you need to tell her sooner rather than later, and that is also the hugest risk ever, and I don't know.
We're a couple plagues away from death of the firstborn.
Except Locus was affected by the same.
Michael and Liz sciencing together makes me very happy.
What just happened?
Something.
No, maybe, guys. I think maybe this Locus is a kind of beacon.
Look who's coming out of retirement.
You
Consider the bug goo baton passed.
Your consultant's here.
Right. I called for him.
You were meant to be on Garen babysitting duty.
Yeah.
Pod Squad preacher who can hear prayers. It's a good thing I'm an atheist who says everything that's on my mind.
Everything, apparently. Okay, newbie. I could use some of that.
I could, but it doesn't take telekinesis to see that the base is missing.
But if they're willing to break into a bank to get it, we don't want them to have it.
Agreed. They may have already used it.
Seems cruel to dress the calf in her own mother's milk.
Can I borrow the console and run a diagnostic at Deep Sky?
Oof. No.
For what?
Well, I bet that Graham's weather balloon isn't the only one that had an unfortunate.
Are they trying to find the
If their
console
paths
and
are attracted
Michael?
to the frequency that I can come home to you sooner. Like a piece of alien tech. I don't like being parted from my alien.
That was a good line. But it's also a big deal.
I hate being away from you two. This is part of my history. It is the closest thing that I have to a family heirloom.
I get
could
why
study it
he
here.
doesn't want to take it to
Your
Deep Sky.
equipment is got it.
Yeah, it's not that he doesn't trust you, Alex. It's that he doesn't trust
Which brings us
anybody
to the
with
noble guesses.
his home.
Party
But this is
cuisine
going
on
to be an
anyone?
issue.
What's up, Doc?
She's in the outfit and
Why are you
everything.
wearing a Crashdown uniform?
Oh, okay, so what do you suggest that I do?
Well, that's for you to decide.
Uh-huh.
But in a relationship, white lies are still lies.
Yeah. It's time to tell her the truth.
Call Michelle Valenti. She understands what it takes to be the sheriff.
Oh, do not call your old mentor. Please don't.
I need someone to help me be a better mentor.
No. No, Liz. She's bad. She knows things. Stay away.
Well,
What is this?
Yay.
It's a spectrum.
So Alex and Michael are gonna have issues with Michael being protective of his alienness.
You don't trust Alex to take care of it?
Not in the same way I trust myself. No. It's not his dream.
Trust
but it's yours.
anybody.
And he loves you. That's what it means to walk through this crazy little thing called life with someone, kid.
I love this.
Venture
I love you,
into
Saunders, being there for him.
uncomfortable territory.
Though it's hard as well, isn't it? I love them so much. It is hard because Michael wants to leave. And they need to, I think, talk about what that means. Does that mean Michael wants to leave and never come back? Does that mean Michael wants to leave, go see his planet? Does that mean Michael never really wants to leave, he just wants to know he could? I think, like, that is a conversation you need to have. Because it would be the same thing as if, like, Liz wanted to live in Australia. And that was her dream her whole life. And Max was like, I want to stay in Roswell. You know, would Alex be welcome to go with Michael in the spaceship? Would Alex want to go with Michael in the spaceship? You know, that's the sort of thing that they would need to discuss. And I hope they do discuss. Because if they don't, it's going to cause problems. And this is the last season and that's not what I need in my life.
no, you should ask her.
I'm asking you because there's a hospital full of witnesses with collective amnesia.
I know you care. And it does. So funny. Normally, I would so be on the side of the reporter trying to figure out what the authorities and the police are lying about. But in this case, it's like another. Just trust your brother-in-law.
Interviewed every single witness. Don't take advantage of the kindness I've shown you.
The fact that you'd ever think I'd cross that line.
I don't know where your line is.
That is the scary part
Stop
here.
talking to me. Kill the story, or I...
Go ahead. Finish that sentence.
It's because he's terrified you're going to out aliens.
Look, it's been a day.
Now she's not going to tell them she spotted them.
Let's go.
Isabel needed to tell her.
Sorry. She doesn't respond to messages, abandoned social media.
She's
disappears
into the
into
alien
work.
stuff.
Hey, I have a lot of help. If you ever need mine, you know where to find me.
I don't know that she's not secretly working with her wife and that they're here investigating Liz and everything that's happening that's alien related. What are you doing, an answer? Wouldn't they think he looks just like Jones? Not that they would call him Jones, but whatever it was called. The dictator. That's the dictator. Oh my god, dictator, hey! Unless I guess he communicated that there is a clone of me that's evil.
Clyde, is it?
Our savior. We got your message. But why are you dressed like that?
Hiding in plain sight.
Yes, Max, play it as
What
Jones.
took you so long?
I wasn't talking about her.
Oof.
You are not our savior. You're the clone.
We learned something. We learned there's another one.
Put down the magic hands.
I'm stressed.
A Ficus will rise again.
A ficus? That was what freaking Noah liked to say. I'm not saying, I know they're not talking about Noah, but did Noah pick a ficus because it meant something? Fuck.
You
do not need to listen to a word I say, but
she's just trying to be there
you
for
should
you.
listen to someone.
Hey,
People want to help, and that's
what's the
good.
version?
Talk. Yeah.
You were right. You are my home. And I trust you to take care of my dreams.
I have faith that our relationship can survive being apart.
Me too, but I don't want it to.
I have something for you.
I love them so much.
They're made of the first piece of alien glass I ever found. And the pieces, they want to be together.
They do.
We will always find our way back to each
You will. Oh, I love this so much. I hate that they have to be apart at all, but I love this so much, and I want one of those necklaces.
Honestly, I know when you're keeping something from me.
Oh,
You must have known your
Lord.
brother was working with this.
If you do this, it is a violation.
Powerful than you are prepared for.
I know you want to
I
protect
couldn't
her.
live with myself.
Join me?
Oof, Isabel. I understand why she did that. I really do, because Natsa is heading for danger to herself and danger to everybody else Isabel cares about. But I also feel like maybe this is just like a slippery slope. For dating a reporter, all she's going to do in her life is dig into things and dig into things. And living in Roswell, all that happens in Roswell is alien shenanigans. I mean, it's not all that happens. And after this season, hopefully everyone will get to live peacefully and happily, although I want to watch them still. But it's still a slippery slope. If you did that one time, what about the time that she accidentally sees Michael levitating something, and then you have to tell her again? And if like, I think it would have been better if she had just sat her down and told her the alien truth, and then if she reacted badly, erased her mind once and ended the relationship. That would have been the best way to go about this, rather than this could be the beginning of a slippery slope. I don't hate Isabel for doing it, because I do think that was a very good reason. It was to protect Anatsa as well as to protect Isabel's own secrets and people she cares about other than Anatsa, but it is a potential slippery slope.
I'm sorry, I have to go.
Yeah, she hates herself for it. It's okay.
Allie Myers, she made me the scientist I am today, but I think her wife is going to help me become the woman I want to be.
I like that. I'm still scared. I don't trust either of them.
It slipped through my fingers.
You did your
Being
best.
sheriff, power just shows you who you really are.
Hey.
Figuring it out.
Does worry me. You know, having power, along with everything that comes with the responsibility.
It should worry you. That is a healthy sign. Someone that has power and isn't worried about it shouldn't have power. Alex, be safe, please. I don't like that he's leaving. Oh, fuck. Well, I mean, if Alex finds it first, that's great, but I'm scared he's going to end up in danger. Oh. Isabel. Tonight, you know, you can't always depend on Kyle, that's true. Kyle has his own life, and if you're not, you know, he's able to go on dates, but tomorrow you can go talk to him, you could find Max and talk to him, Michael. I'm just concerned about Alex doing this, because he's looking for the same thing the aliens are. Alex?
Jones's contingency plan.
One part. You're about to be another.
Fuck! What is down there? Oh lord. Will people please stop taking Alex to get to Michael? It's very rude and it hurts my feelings. Oh god, this was absolutely everything. As always, I love this show. I love this show. I want it to get 10 seasons. There is a small part of me that feels like if this, as this is the final season, I want to say if, but I think it's quite unlikely that it isn't. It would be a miracle for it to not be. At least the characters can rest after this. They can actually have their peaceful, happy lives, which is something, but I'm also just like, give them that happiness and let me see it. Okay, I will start off with my favourite part, as always, which is Michael. there wasn't overly much of Michael in this episode, but I absolutely adored him. I adored him and Liz. I love when they get their little science heads together and science away. I loved the fact that we got Michael with Sanders again. He has this steady presence in his life that he now knows has always been in his life, and I might cry if we think about that again. So we keep going. I love that Sanders is able to help Michael get out of his own head. I was really worried. Again, they did this to me. I was like, oh, are they going to have some issues? I was thinking, like, oh, is it going to be a problem? Like, I knew they would get through it because I believe in them and their love for each other. But I was like, is this going to be an issue that Michael is protective of his alien tech and wanting to go home, and Alex is going to view that as being a danger? Because I remember back in season 1 when Alex first found the piece of alien tech, he didn't show it to Michael for ages because he knew Michael wanted to go home and he didn't want him to leave. And then when he did, it was one of a beautiful sign of trust. But the fact that as much as you could see it hurt Alex that Michael wasn't trusting him with it, Alex tried his best to be understanding and to be like, no, I get it. I get why you can't trust anybody with that. If he was going to trust anyone, it would be Alex. And I love that Sanders was able to put it into perspective of like, well, do you trust this man with your hopes and your dreams and your love? And Michael was like, well, of course I do. It's Alex. I trust him with everything. That was really beautiful. And the fact that I think he was willing to give it to Alex is everything. Michael saying, you are my home. Would you come home? Michael said, I am home. Michael Guerin, you are home. Alex means I'm home. You are my home. It's a lot. It's a very big lot. I am very, very stressed with... So that scene was absolutely beautiful in the middle. They will always find their way back to each other. The pieces do want to be together. Is that... Oh my god, the necklace is going to help him find Alex because he can track the alien tech. And then the pieces will, I mean, okay, my sloth necklace and my Baby Yoda necklace, the pieces will come together and then they'll be together forever. Maybe. This is the second time Alex has been in peril by, like, evil forces that want to get to Michael. I mean, I presume in this case they just want to... They either know Alex has tech that they can use Alex's brain to help them find stuff, or they know he's linked to the other aliens. We still don't know what the alighting is. Alex being with those aliens could give us some answers, but I also am scared that it might mean we don't see him for a while. Because when he left Michael, he was like, I hope it's days, but it could be weeks. So if Alex is like a part of a plan down the line, Michael's just going to assume Alex is not answering texts. It's going to be stressful. I'm stressed. I'm thankful they gave us some really beautiful scenes before this stress happened. I obviously don't know. I'm very stressed for Alex. It's one of those things that, like, I need to know everything's going to happen in this plotline and then I can appreciate it. It's on a rewatch. I might be able to appreciate it, but I'm freaking stressed. Michael trusts Alex with everything. Alex trusts Michael with everything. Michael will be there for Alex. So then we have Bonnie and Clyde, which we will call them for ease's sake as we do not have their names. Obviously, their triad's leader is woman that has Alex. I don't know a name to give her right now. And she's the one that woke up with Liz's mentor, which just makes me feel like it's so suspicious that Liz's mentor's wife is now in Roswell when she was in Mexico and she knew about the alien symbol because that's why the people brought the girl to her. And then she knows about Liz Orteco, she knows about Roswell, and she knows, like, did she choose Liz to be someone she would mentor because she came from Roswell and hoped she would have knowledge? At the time she didn't, and now she does. I think it's too much of a coincidence for her to be here and in Roswell and doing stuff, for her wife to be here in Roswell and doing stuff, but Ali is not here. There's definitely a chance that the wife is not aware of the wider stuff going on and is literally, I don't remember her wife's name, so she's just the wife, has followed her. She got a trail that, oh, she's come to see her old mentee Liz Orteco in Roswell, and so that's why she's here looking up, going to Liz to try and sense if she knows anything, and now she maybe thinks she doesn't, but there's interesting science here, so she's going to stay. I don't trust anybody in this show. Like, I mean, I do trust an answer right now. I'm barely trusting her, though. So these other new people I'm not going to trust at all. It is stressful. So is Ali linked to the woman? Does the woman have Ali? Is Alex going to be like, oh, hey, scientist lady? I don't know. Is that why we haven't got track of her? Did the alien end up taking her hostage because she knew about Roswell and she knew about Liz Orteco, and so she was like, I need this woman because it's what Jones wants. It is interesting that in Jones's message, he didn't clearly broadcast, like, I think I've been defeated, although he assumed he was going to win and he didn't have access to the machine until after. but they don't, I mean, okay, they do now know he's not out there, but I mean, they don't know he's not out there. They just know that the clone was pretending to be him. That means Jones could be. And I love that when the people who refer to him, it's like, you're Jones's contingency plan. They're not like, Jones? So clearly, in his message, he was like, oh, by the way, people call me Jones in these parts. In his message to them as well. But they obviously are still potentially looking for Jones. So there is a small chance in the future Max could impersonate him, although they will be very high on the radar expecting that now. But we know that they're interested in the alighting. We know that Ophiuchus will rise. So back in the day, I just literally assumed Noah called himself Ophiuchus to be all like aloof and like, I'm from the stars. But it actually has a meaning to the Oasians as well. I'm so interested in that. So interested in where it could go. I cannot wait to find out. I'm freaking stressed. What information did they get from Graham Greene? I'm very stressed about an answer. I know she's let this slide for now, but it depends on how long it goes, because I'm pretty sure we've established before that, I mean, Isabella's getting stronger, so maybe now she can override free will. I think Jones has been able to override free will, so maybe Isabel can now override what an answer wants. It used to be that like, Isabel could only do it if the person already wanted to do it. And I could believe that there was a part of an answer that just didn't want to fight anymore and just wanted to spend a nice evening with her girlfriend. And maybe even for a few days would back off the project because it was making things tense and she didn't want that. But Anatsa will keep her eye on the pulse. She will keep seeing this story, and as more things happen, she will keep investigating them. I cannot believe that Anatsa would ever just be like, oh, it's cool, I'm not bothered with this. Isabel's gonna need to tell her or not tell her, you know. Either tell her to leave Roswell, using the mind thing like she did to Liz back in the day, and pray that there was a part of her that did want to leave Roswell, or she needs to tell her the truth and pray she takes it well, because she's just going to keep digging, and it's reaching the point where the more questions Anatsa asks that are directly linked to Isabel being an alien, that Isabel lies about, the bigger a lie it becomes. It's very stressful. I'm kind of sad for her that Kyle wasn't available, but at the same time she needs to learn that Kyle is not always available, and just because he's in love with you, though I don't know how much of that she's fully aware, maybe it's going to help her wake up to, because she has some feelings for Kyle, though she's with Anatsa, and I don't dislike them together, I'm currently not seeing a way forward. I definitely think Isabel's going to be hating herself for using that ability on the person she's with romantically, given everything that happened to her. I understand why she did it. I do think it was done out of a desire to protect Anatsa, but it was also done out of a desire to protect herself and other people around her. So it is a big deal that it happened, and I am stressed in general about where their relationship is going to go. Max and Liz both struggling with their work-life balance or with their jobs. To be honest, if Max, being the sheriff, and he's like, I feel like this power could go to my head, or I'm worried about what I can do, am I worthy of this power? That is the kind of person you want to have power. You don't want someone that's like, I am owed my power. That is when you should take the power away. So I do like that Max is concerned about it, because it means his head's in the right place. I love that Max and Liz have each other. And I love that Max really isn't overly bothered that Liz didn't want the proposal. Now, obviously, I do believe he's very, very sad about the fact that she didn't want it. But I think he's also like, oh yeah, she did just say eventually. She did just say sometime, you know. She wants to be with me. It's not like Liz was like, and actually, I'm breaking up with you. That's when you'd be devastated. So I think he's got a really healthy approach, and it shows that their relationship is in a healthy place. I do love Liz's teaching drive and mentee drive. I do think science is such a huge part of her, and I hope she finds a way to have a work-life balance with it, where she gets to be a scientist, maybe even be a scientist and teach, if she truly believes that passing on this knowledge and this love of knowledge and giving other people their best chance is something that's important to her. But I kind of think Liz's perfect ending would be being a scientist, working somewhere like Deep Sky. I only keep saying Deep Sky for Liz because I feel like we do trust them now, so therefore that could be a place where she could work on this stuff and still come home to Max at the end of the day, still go on girl trips, girl nights out with Isabel and Maria, like still have a life and work. I don't know, I hope so. I feel like I'm missing plot lines, and I'm very, very sorry about it. I'm just very stressed about Alex, to be honest with you, okay? I feel like I've been personally attacked by the end of this episode. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon. I am loving this season, and thank you for watching.